My wife went to another city to take exams, and my mother-in-law, Linda Johnson, came to help me. She is a woman of character, but she is so beautiful that you can't take your eyes off her. I remember when my wife and I came to visit my mother-in-law. She often dressed very provocatively, and I was not embarrassed by it. In fact, I was simply fascinated by it. Then I just shamelessly watched her and tried not to show that I liked her. After all, who knows? Maybe it was a loyalty test, or maybe Linda, after the divorce, just craved attention. All in all, my mother-in-law was in her prime. So my wife left, and Linda came to replace her. I thought she was coming tomorrow, but then the phone rang. "Hello, my favorite son-in-law," she said very cheerfully. "Hello, Linda. Have you arrived yet?" "Yes, I just got off the train and went to the restaurant. So, come and meet me here. We'll sit for a while and then drive back." I agreed, packed up, and headed over to her place. When I got to the restaurant, I immediately saw her sitting in the corner. She was wearing a beautiful dress that fit her figure, and she looked amazing. When she saw me, she smiled and her face lit up. We kissed on the cheek, and she held my hand for a moment longer than usual. We talked for about an hour, sharing stories and laughing. Then we decided to grab a couple bottles of whiskey and head home. After picking up her bags and throwing them in the car, we drove home. As soon as we arrived, Linda went straight to the shower. I went to get changed as well. At the same time, I called my wife to let her know that her mom had arrived, and everything was fine. After I finished talking to my wife, I went into the kitchen, and there, Linda, already in her bathrobe, was setting the table and having a drink without me. She had a mischievous smile playing on her face, and I realized she was in a playful mood. "Come on, sit down, son-in-law. I'll serve you now," she said. I liked her words very much and quickly sat down. Linda poured a brandy and made a toast. We drank one, then another, then a third. Linda decided to show me something. She went to get dressed and show me what she had bought for herself. I waited, sipping my drink, my mind racing in anticipation. She came back wearing knee-length boots, a short leather skirt, and a blouse that emphasized her figure. Seeing her like that gave me a sudden rush of warmth, and I wanted to pull her into my lap. Apparently, that was her plan. She sat on my lap herself, lifted her leg, and showed me how beautiful her boots were. Of course, I appreciated all this splendor, and my mood immediately skyrocketed. "Wow, what a beautiful view," I said. Linda smiled. "The boots are really pretty, aren't they? And they look great on such lovely feet." "Thank you, my dear." "Tell me, do you think I'm fat?" asked Linda, taking a seat on a stool and pouring us more whiskey. "No, of course I don't." "Who told you that?" replied I, thinking I should study her fully to make a more accurate judgment. Linda laughed softly and leaned closer to me, her eyes absorbed into mine. "Thank you, dear," she said with a playful smile. She took a sip of her drink and then leaned in for a heated kiss that made my head go fuzzy. Her lips were soft, whiskey-flavored, and I felt a rush of warmth. But my instincts were still sharp. I quickly took Linda to the room where our marital bed was, and that night, Linda and I got to know each other much better in every way possible. The next morning, I awoke to the smell of breakfast. Linda was already up and was dressed in a beautiful dress. She was humming some tune while she cooked, and I couldn't help but watch her. She noticed me and smiled. "Good morning, sleepyhead," she said. "Come eat." I got up and joined her at the table. We ate breakfast together, and the atmosphere was cozy, almost like we were a couple. We spent the whole day hanging around the house, talking and enjoying each other's company. In the evening, we decided to have a little more fun. We opened another bottle of whiskey, and Linda put on some music. We danced slowly in the living room, her body pressed against mine. The warmth of her touch and the scent of her perfume made me dizzy, and soon we were kissing again, our hands exploring each other. That's how we spent almost 2 weeks. It was wonderful and unforgettable for both of us. In the evenings, we went out, cooked together, and had passionate nights. During the day, we would sometimes sit in the backyard, sipping cold drinks, and Linda would tell me stories from her past. She told me about her youth, her dreams, and even her fears. There seemed to be a deep connection between us that went beyond physical attraction. From then on, Linda came to visit us more often, which made me very happy. Whenever she comes, there is an unspoken understanding between us. We furtively glance at each other when no one is looking, and there are always fleeting touches that send shivers down my spine. My wife, of course, knows nothing, and I can't help but be in awe of the mystery of it all. It's a dangerous game we're playing, but neither of us wants to stop.